Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. And here's my X account, and if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow. And here's some fantastic trades from today, guys, right here. And if you look at my screen, look at right here. We got this play just from a couple days ago. UL puts 100 heavy. So when really heavy here on this one, and what happened today? I think it was 95-ish, something like that. I think I sold at 96.56. Massive, massive explosion on this play. Yes, this play we had it before did not pay, but this was really heavy. This thing paid. Now, not to mention plays from today. Now, this is why you got to be really patient, especially if you're in the market and you don't have the patience to wait and you want to go and kill yourself with a trade, yeah, go ahead. Two trades with high rewarding. Tesla at 400 or over higher, it goes better, puts strike 380. Bi-weekly stop loss 35%. Buy into two steps. In then add more if it goes up more. And then same thing goes for PLTR 81. I did not get a chance to play PLTR, but boy oh boy, 380 puts. What happened here, guys? We all know Tesla dumped. I mean, yes, it got over 400 as I was expecting, got the puts at the right time, and then a $20 move caught to the downside. Fantastic day trade. A lot of these, trades nowadays just, not paying that much money. And this was really good. So all these trade ideas are available on Patreon. And not to mention, if you're looking for more safer swing trade, look at this play right here. Target we picked up right after earnings. 400 shares. What happened today? We all know massive explosion. I think it's at 135, 136. Sold some of it. Here's another one on. This one also paid right here. It was up today. And then we got Neo. We picked up very low. I'm still holding 1,000 shares. Sold 1,000 here. And that is also a big winner. Then ENPH, another winner. Then we picked up some Uber shares today. And Marble, I took some puts last week, pretty much at the high of the day, and today, I took a more profit on my runners. So all these trade ideas, and especially if you guys want to support the channel, then definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. On Tesla stock, it's absolutely flat on the day, but you guys saw that pump. I even called it in my video over the weekend that it can go up to 400 plus, and we got there today. And then the puts came into play. You guys saw that play, and what happened, guys? My calculation is actually wrong. We caught 20 plus dollar move to the downside from almost 405 down to 378. Now I did not sell exactly down here, but I sold at 382-ish. So it was still 20 plus dollars that I caught to the downside. Fantastic, fantastic trade on Tesla. And then I took on my own some calls for 100 at 381 after selling my puts. Only few contracts, nothing big here, and those are up, and it might be going up to 400 now. So puts paid, and now calls are up, and who knows, I might get paid on those as well going into tomorrow's session. So there will be strong support. You can see right here around 376 to 375. Underneath that level, we also have 5-day moving average 371. So that's gonna be another strong level to watch. And then down here at 362, and then the gap below at 358. Tesla can clear and hold over 400. It's going much, much higher. And I think if we can get up to a brand new all time high and it can stay there, it can go up to 450 to even 500. Now, would I be chasing this? Would I be recommending chasing? Absolutely not. If you get in, make sure you have a stop loss in place on Tesla. On Apple stock, it's up 1.61%. So Apple, $3.73 trillion market cap. So I think what's the goal here from especially Apple to hit $4 trillion market cap for the first time especially for big mega cap stocks. Apple can do it, and now you can see this thing got a massive bullish engulfing candle. It was getting really overstretched today. I was looking into it, but not into playing puts, especially when the move is really strong on a stock like Apple. And I don't really like shorting Apple unless I'm really sure about it. So Apple here trading at a brand new all-time high, and I think I said it before also that 245 we can clear, and you can see now it's all clear here at 245, and we can get up to 250. So it's almost got up to 250, 247.24, and it can go there. Now, from these conditions, yes, we can afford a pullback. If there is one, watch out for the support down here around a 345-ish to 343.66 5-day moving average, and only under that level you'll see a flush, possibly down to 237 on Apple. If this thing stays over 245, consider Apple going up to 250. On Amazon stock, it's down 0.41%. So Amazon fresh new all-time high. And what I said in my last video, 230, exactly there. Then we got a pullback down to 226 and pretty much holding over upper Bollinger Band. So if this thing gets under 226, there is a chance easily can come down to 221, 216 to retest previous all-time highs and possibly will close the gap at 214. But if this thing clears 230, then the next stop 236. But with this condition, I would not be buying any kinds of calls on Amazon. Wait for a decent pullback, maybe down to I would say 208. That would be a better entry if you're going on Amazon, especially long or even short term trade to the upside. You need to wait for a pullback. On Google, stock it's up 0.46%. So Google up to 178, holding 176. You can see it came down to 175.40, and then it was holding, went back up. And now I think over 176, it can come back and retest these highs right here near 184 to 185. Now, if this thing breaks under 176, in that case, watch out for this critical support at 174.88. And from there, it can drop down to 170 to even 165. On AMD, it's down 5.57%. So this is why we need to talk about this. It might take a minute or so, but stay tuned and listen to what I gotta say here on AMD and especially on semis. Now you can see, guys, yes, market pressing into an all-time high, especially big names like Apple just going ballistic, right? But the semis are weak, and I actually got in here on AMD today. I think it was at 132, and then I had to get out. As a matter of fact, there was no profit. I don't know if you guys actually made money. My Patreon members, I got out here. I didn't even know. I'm just looking at it right now, and I got stopped out long time ago because I bought in here at 132 plus, got up to almost 135. I put a stop at a break even, and then a couple hours later got stopped out, and now trading at 130. So you can see big names like AMD, Nvidia, semis are breaking down where the market is pressing even higher. So something is brewing inside, guys. You gotta be careful here in this market, especially the way market is going. S&P 500 return per year is like 10%. We're getting 30%. So even if we go back like 15%, 10%, we get a correction, something, if that happens and you're chasing at that moment, guess what? Your account will be down big time. So this is not the time to go long and buy anything and hold it overnight and hold for a couple of years unless you're buying things that are actually really down, something like a healthcare stock like Moderna, something like that. Just giving you guys example. There's nothing out there to buy and go long, especially when you look at big mega cap stocks. So that is your warning from me that AMD breaking down this critical line right here, this trend line for long time trend line here, long term, and then Nvidia also a failure today, and everything just breaking down on semis. So AMD under lower Bollinger Band, guys, 132. Now the next step 125. It's getting a bit oversold, so yes, we might fill this gap before going down right here at 137. So that is the expectation to the upside if that happens. Otherwise, it can continue down to 125 and then 122. On Meta, it's down 1.64%. So here's another one that is actually coming off. And this one came down to 606. What I said before, 600 is possible. We did not get there today. It got a bounce, went back up, and now trading at 613, 614. So I think very soon you'll see a drop, possibly down to 598 to 600. And that is the level Meta needs to hold. Otherwise, this is actually a fake breakout to the upside, and we can come back in inside this consolidation zone, which is going to be under 600. So that is your line in the sand, 598 to 600. If this thing can clear, especially 615 5-day moving average, then we're heading higher again back up to 625, 630, and maybe even 650. Under 598 to 600, there will be strong support right here at 588 and then 580, 50-day red line right here, 50-day moving average. On a Microsoft, it's up 0.5%. So here's another one that is actually breaking out to the upside. And now again for the second or third day, holding over 443 and got up to 448. And I think it's going to get there. 451, possibly even retest 460, this trend line here. So watch out for that. And why we got a bounce? Well, if you look at my screen right here, 440, what do you see? Blue line, 5-day moving average. We came back in. It was holding, so it was the perfect place if you're buying calls for a day trade. It got up back up to 446. That is a $6 move to the upside. Now 443 breaks. 440 will be a level to watch, a level of interest as a support. Underneath that level, it can drop down to 432.47 to close this gap, which is gonna be also a support to watch. This gap fill reversal to the upside. 443 can hold. Next stop 451 and then 460. On Netflix is down 2.25%, so finally coming off. And if you look at this one here, came down to 902.59, almost hitting 900. Got that bounce, went back up to 914 almost, and now it's holding. I mean, what I said before. Look at this right here, 900 to 902, and this is exactly what we got that bounce. So if that breaks, then watch out for more downside continuation. It can come down to 875 and then 842. If we do not get that continuation to the downside, we already got a bounce. And now if this thing gets over 916 5-day moving average, it can continue this run up to 930, 935, even 950. On Nvidia, stock is down 2.5% and getting down to where? Well, if you look at my screen, pretty much right above 136, holding at 138. So Nvidia also breaking down just like AMD. Semis are not looking too hot at this point. If this thing breaks 136, it can easily come down to 130 to 126. And I think there was a gap down, so we have a gap right here around 141.21 right here. So we might see some sort of a continuation up to this gap. Otherwise, if this thing comes down to 136, and soon as that breaks, Nvidia will have more downside, easily down to 130 to 126. And if you look at it, guys, I mean, it's been on a monster run. So if this thing wants to take a breather, it can come down much, much lower like it did before right here. And that would be still healthy and still would be in the bull market. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys.